In this video, I'm going to go over how to perform a glide reflection, which is really just a combination of translating or shifting a figure and then reflecting it over a line. Okay. All right, so for both of these problems, we are starting with a pre-image, which is a triangle, JKL, with the points at 3, 1, 4, 2, and 1, 3. Okay, so I've already pre-drawn that image. Okay, and then in this order, we're going to do things. So we're going to do a translation. Okay, so this rule is telling us to subtract 6 from the x coordinate, okay, which is going to have the effect of shifting it to the left, and then also to subtract 1 from the y coordinates, which is going to have the effect of moving it down. Okay. So normally what I would do is I would get out some of that patty paper, that tracing paper, and do it. But because these images are so small, I'm just going to count. Okay. So I'm going to take the 3 points, J, K, and L, and go 6 spaces left and 1 space down. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1 space down. Okay. So that will be, let's call it L prime. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 space down. Okay. That'll be J prime, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 space down. And that's going to be K prime. Okay. All right. So that's the translation, right? All we did was we shifted the triangle to the left by 6 units and down 1 unit. Okay. And then we're going to follow that up with another transformation. This time it's a reflection. Okay. So I want to go across the line, y equals -x. Okay. So let me draw this line. Okay. I'll go ahead and highlight it too. All right, and so I'm going to be folding my paper and then trying to transfer the lead, right, from this point, and this point. So again, you know, because the graph is really small, I'm trying to do my best. Okay, so I've got my fold. Okay, and so now I'm just gonna try to push the lead onto the other side of the paper. Okay. All right, so we have, that was L prime, so now I'll call it L double prime. Okay, at this point here is J, well, it was J prime, now it's J double prime. And then that point there is going to be our K double prime. Okay, everything is crowded because the graph is so small. Okay, and then let me just draw the segments that connect. Okay, so here was our pre-image, and we slid it over, right, shifted it, okay, and then we reflected it over the green line. Okay. So a little bit messy, but that's because there's 3 images there. The pre-image, this kind of intermediate image after the translation, and then our final image after the reflection. All right, let's try that process one more time. We have the same triangle, JKL. This time, let's see, our translation, the rule says to leave X alone. Okay, so we're not going to move it horizontally at all, but we will subtract 4 from the y coordinate. Okay, so because we're subtracting from the y coordinate, that's going to move all the points down. So let's start with point L and go down 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that is L prime. Okay, K, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's K prime, and J, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that is J prime. All right, so I'm going to try to make those points, put a lot of lead there right? So that when I do the reflection, I get a nice transfer of light. Okay, right. So now we're going to do the reflection. And so we're gonna reflect it across the line x equals 1. Okay, so x equals 1 is gonna be this line right here. Right, so keep in mind the scale here on the number line, it's going by 2. So this is 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So that location is x equals 1. All right, so let's first fold the paper. And then we'll fold it back onto itself. Okay, and so the image that I want to transfer, let me just line it up here. It's not the original image, it's this one. Okay, so this is where I'm going to be pressing my fingernail, right, to transfer that lead. Okay, and that actually came out pretty good. So L prime is actually on our line of reflection. Okay, so it's hasn't really moved. K prime has now reflected over here. So this is going to be K double prime. And J prime is now this point right here. So that's our J double prime. Okay, so here is our final image. It's right over here in quadrant number 3.